when you got caught up with the federales, man, and the feds came out of nowhere, what was that like, and what was it that caused that to occur at that time, man? And did you feel like they was on your back, or was it just a surprise attack?
No, they had been on my back. They had been on my back, man, for a few years, you know what I mean? And the fact that I had kind of moved on from that and started, you know, we did the doing the Straight from the Deck project with Ghetto Mafia at the time. You know, they didn't really like that. Like, oh, okay, dude trying to get all the way away out the streets. He trying to get all the way out the streets, you know what I mean? So it was more like that type of situation. So they kind of came right there. You remember? Right there was Straight from the Deck, man. When we about to release Straight from the Deck, it came, man, and just came one morning, man. And I felt it. Yeah. You know, I felt it, man. They had been following me for a few days. So I kind of, hold on.
Would they be following you in your car? Like for people that ain't never been
follow. Yeah. Like you just know when somebody following you. You just, hold on, I just seen that car an hour ago. Yeah. Over at this plaza, like, okay. So after I went through that for a few days, I kind of knew that somebody followed me like that. You know, and so, you know, I went to make sure everything was clean at that point. Y'all done gave me a heads up. Right. You know, so I just went to clean shop. Yeah. Everything. And but they followed me for a few days before they actually snatched me up. You know, they came and picked me up one morning, man. I was leaving out of the house with my daughter. We walking out of the house, man. They just come throw down on me. Get down. I'm like, hey, bro, ho. What's all this for? I'm like, y'all see her right here. Yeah. She done turned around, took off walking and crying. Like she like, what is going on? Yeah. Right. And and I'm telling, man, put them guns down. Y'all see my daughter right here, bro. Y'all finna have to go down right now. Y'all playing around with my daughter, bro. Right. You know what I mean? And so that when they snapped me, man. And
now when this is a question I have, and you know, I'm glad I got you here, Brad. I ain't never been a kingpin. When I see a lot of, like, you know, kingpins get locked up, right? And they don't make all this money. Why is it hard for them to get to that money? What do the feds do that cripple them? You know, so that they can't spend that money. Are they freezing the accounts? Like all the money used to make. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what do they freeze the accounts?
What happened is you dumb if you got anything in your name, bro. You know what I'm saying? They can freeze nothing. They can freeze. Now I had so much stuff at everybody else's name. You know what I mean? Right. You know, when they did come get me, all you got to do is come get me, because I was smart. You know what I mean? I ain't never put nothing in my name, man. You know, not like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And and you just got to put stuff in other people's name, man, when you moving that kind of money. Because the first time I did one thing, I had just bought that new Range Rover. Remember, I had just bought the new Range Rover when they came out. And what I did was, since I was making a couple of moves, doing a little legitimate stuff, I just put my name on it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I gave them, I think it was $10,000 when they started looking at your IRS or whatever. You know, anything over $10,000, they gonna hit you up, man. And so I gave them $9,500 down. I gave the people $9,500 down. You know what I'm saying? And it still kind of came back. That kind of came back to hunt me, because even that $9,500, you know, they had my name attached to it. You know what I mean? And when you know, ain't got a lot of stuff to prove where you getting this from, you know, it kind of come back and hunt you. So it didn't bother me or whatever, you know, in no way, because I wasn't cashing out on nothing at that time. You know, I don't cash out on a few things, but, you know, I made that little down payment and tried to pay them notes off real fast. That was my thing. You know, you got a lot of guys, the biggest mistake they be making, they go try to cash out on everything. You know, go and pay $56,000 and then hear them folk come, now they watching you. They like this now, you know. And that was a lot of mistake a lot of these guys made out here, man. They was, you know, these guys, they was flexing hard. Now I don't want to say no names, but the dudes I was moving around with back in them days, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know who they are. If I say their name, you know exactly who they are. And they all had flashy cars and all that, and they were cashing out on everything and doing, you know. And I was just like, they just scared me. Right. They just scared me the way they used to move, you know. And man, like, nah, I'm not gonna do all that, you know. I'm gonna slow down a little bit.
When you found yourself in the feds, what was going through your mind at that time when you were looking back on your life with that 2020 hindsight, having time to sit down?
Man, first thing I said, this is a place for suckers.
Yeah.
This is a place for suckers. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no real shit. This ain't no real nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? It's suckers. And then the thing about the feds, it's just a whole bunch of players congregating. Everybody in there, we getting money somewhere. Then you with doctors and, lawyers and judges. Everybody who done committed a federal crime, like them high crimes.
Yeah.
And, Steve Madden was my bunkie at one time, the shoe guy.
My God.
Steve Madden, that was my bunkie. You know what I'm saying? Me and him used to chop it up plenty of nights. You know what I'm saying? He worth $400 million.
My God.
He got caught up in some scammy stuff like with what's the lady name?
Insider trading.
Yeah, all that the insider trade. That was him. That's
Yep.
what he was telling me, put me up on all that, and shout out to Steve, man. That's still my dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So you be locked up with people like that, be getting you more game. So I ended up getting more game when I went up in there. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes, getting locked up, had $10, $15 million embezzled, $30 million embezzlements. They only got a year and a half, 2 years in jail. These white crimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody in that black crime, they probably ain't even seen $1 million. Barely seen $1 million, and they got 10, 15, 20 years.
Right.
So that was another thing I learned. I'm like, hold on, we were doing the wrong thing. With 10 and 15, 20 years, and these guys coming here, they be in and out. The year or two to him, built $30 million, and this guy here worth $400, and Steve, man, he taught me a lot of game, about the system and kind of how that, white collar stuff and all that work, how he got caught up in the trade and stuff. Market, the girl had the show with Snoop.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Her. Got caught up in the same thing. But so it's just a bunch of players congregating. A whole bunch of players congregating. But I was sitting there. Of course, I'm watching all my videos on TV. Ghetto Mafia, we was on fire. When the feds snatched me straight from the deck with jet taking off.
My God.
So I'm in there, man. I'm in there watching video. Every time video come on, somebody come get me. Big D, your video on TV. So I really like a celebrity when I was in. Cause we were hot. Ghetto Mafia was one of the hottest things coming out the South at the time.
Yes, sir.
And so I was really like a celebrity when I was in there, you know what I'm saying? And I think Suge was locked up still. He was on the West Coast, and I was locked up over here down South. Yeah, so man, so I got a lot of special privileges, from, what I'm saying? I had videos on TV and stuff at the time, and, we pretty hot, so I got a lot of special privileges at the time, but.
D, when you look at the game, right? Can you give us, give us some game on what's the difference, bruh, between guys out here that hustle. I'm talking about, I know guys that go hard, but they can never reach the plateau of Big D, Meech, some of the greats. What's the difference between y'all and them? Are y'all smarter? Is it the plug?
It's a couple things. Smart, number one. Smart, you gotta be smart. I respect any guy that I know make it to a certain level in the game. I always respect him because I know what he done went through. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it took for him to get there. Gotta be smart. Every move is calculated. You know what I'm saying? Because it's chess. It ain't got nothing to do with checkers. It's straight chess. You know what I'm saying? So every move is calculated. You know what I'm saying? And another big thing about the streets is your respect in the street. And you know what I mean? Like that carry a long way because you got a lot of guys out here be plotting on your downfall. Like, oh yeah, we can go take that sack from him. And that happens to a lot of guys. That's a lot of things, another reason why a lot of guys don't make it, because dudes go take their sack when they get up. They either go rob them or do whatever. When you got respect, dudes already know you don't even want to play that game with this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that respect, but people who respect you can move around with money and not want to rob you and all that. Dude, he even thought about robbing me. You know what I'm saying? You better wake up and apologize. If you even dream about robbing, you better wake up and apologize. It was that serious with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so, you know, you gotta have the respect, you know. And, you know, you gotta know how to stack your paper, man. You gotta know how to stack that paper. You gotta know how to stack that paper. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got a plug, I don't see you do with plugs, man. Good plugs, man, and they still just couldn't stack the paper. You know what I mean? So, you know, they go out foolishly with the money, throwing it out there and, you know, doing all kind of stuff. And, you know, the money be running out fast if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I had good plugs. I always kept a good plug. You know? I always kept a good plug.
Wow.
Finding Ghetto Mafia. This young crazy fool right here.
You like my joke though?
Oh man, now that joke was whack.
Hey.
Wicked and Nino,
Hey, man.
putting it down for the dick. What was going through your mind when you seen two young
Now, that's the
boys
story.
ready to do something? Tell me
Now,
about
that's
it.
the story.
I'm here for it.
That's the story. Wicked could probably tell you better than me, but
Yeah.
that's the story.
Yeah.
You know, one night I'm in the Waffle House, man. In Decatur, man. We right there on Cover the Highway.
Cover
in
the
the
highway,
deck.
yeah.
In the deck, man.
Yeah.
And Wicked sitting up in there, man. And I came in there with a girl. We came late night, about 2 in the morning. And I came in there to get, you know, a little late night, a little Waffle House.
That's right.
And you already know how that goes.
Come on.
You know, and Wicked was in there, man. And he came over there, hey, man, what's up, Big D, man?
I couldn't wait to get in touch. I couldn't wait to see him. I have been looking for this because he was like a myth to us. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like everybody. Our thing was like, if you can get with Big D, then you know you can get your life changed.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But you couldn't get in touch with him. This is now. Let me set the stage.
I'm
This
here
ain't
for
the era where it's cell phones every second now, like it is, and social media now.
you had to catch
you
him.
right. You know, now you can catch a person on social media.
Yeah.
You hit D Spike up on Instagram, the real Ghetto Mafia, you can catch him. Can't catch him, and you got to catch him. Man might be shoot past you 5 times on County Road,
Yeah.
but you never got to talk to him.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying? So when I saw him at the Waffle House, I said, I got him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he had me, but
I got him.
when I tell you he plotted that, I can tell
yeah.
he plotted. He waited till I got through eating and everything.
yeah.
He waited till I got through eating and
Yeah,
everything. He come
'cause we were going through a bad thing with Ichiban.
Yeah.
So Ichiban
Yeah.
wasn't paying us.
Yeah.
You see
Itchy
what I'm
Bond
saying?
wasn't paying them.
And so when I got with D, I'm just like, you know, one, D already from here. You know what I'm saying? 2, he already got the bag to take us to where we need to go.
Yeah.
Because we already on hottest fish
Oh, they
grease
were
now.
hot.
We doing
Underground.
shows. Yeah.
They underground. They were the hottest things. See, I was already up on them. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? As far
right.
as, you know, I was riding to Ghetto Mafia. And guess what? The first time I ever heard a Ghetto Mafia CD at?
What?
Draw the Line CD. And Andre Rising Benz.
God,
I got
the
in
beat
Dre
broke
Benz
out.
one. I used to drive a lot of his cars. Like, you know, we
Yeah.
switch cars and stuff. So one day I just hop in his car. He had Draw the Line in the day. The first time I ever heard a Ghetto Mafia CD was an Andre Rising. One in that big white Benz, the big white one.
Right.
He had-
Crazy.
First time I ever heard him. And I don't even know if Dre know that. But he was bumping y'all.
Wow.
First
Shout
time I
out to
ever
my
heard-
boy Dre Flip.
Come on,
Yeah.
now, what up, though, Dre?
Sag Nasty.
First
You know what
time I
I'm saying?
ever heard
Talk to
Ghetto
all my
Mafia
boys out there.
Yeah.
But let me finish what I was saying, man. So
Yeah.
I see this guy, right? I'm looking at him through the window right here. I got a little cut dog, you know. So
Yeah.
D out there in the big 500. I said, man, I don't got my food. I said, man, I ain't leaving. But I see him talking to the girl. I said, well, I'm gonna sit here in the car eating food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Time he that last bite. I'm going. I gave him respect now.
Mm-hmm.
So I came out and said, D, what's happening, man? We get him out. He said, man, what's good? And see, what was so, when I knew from when I first said that it was going to be like this from then on.
Yeah.
Because how he responded to me. He played like, what? Well, who? No, he was like, man, what's up?
Yeah.
So it's almost like damn,
Love.
he fucking with me like
Yeah.
I'm fucking with him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, man, we chopped it up. He told me, he said, come over my house. Come down to the penthouse tonight. He don't gave me, like I said, the one phones and stuff.
Yeah.
He gave me a number to the house, but he just gave me the address. You know what I'm saying? So I waited, man. I chilled a little bit. I went by Big D crib, man. I ain't never leave.
You know what I mean? Wicked
I
came
went
by
that
there
night. I got in there about 3 o'clock in the
Never know.
morning. The man has on my green on the table. I said, I'm dying with the heaven. Anyway, we recorded a song. D say, we going to the studio. Because the time I come in, D already talking about what we gonna do. See, when you get with somebody when you get with somebody in the game and they you know, and this for any of the players out there, no matter what kind of business you're doing. You see what I'm saying? When you get with somebody that's down with what you got going on and they see your vision, they'll come out their mouth like, this is what we gonna do. This how we gonna do it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Hey man, what you gonna do, bro? How you gonna how you gonna pull that out? They get somebody
I was
talking to
feeling
you like
though.
that.
I was already riding.
Exactly.
I was
so
already
D was like,
riding.
this
I
is
seen
what
the
we
vision.
gonna do.
Yeah, I seen
you
the
see what I'm
vision.
saying? So when just hearing him say that, that motivation, that gonna get me going in there getting it right.
Oh yeah, we straight
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
But
Yeah,
I tell you, every other day he'll coming out with a new song. I still got some of that stuff, man, that you scribbled on. I kept it. Like he'll bring it to me, say, hey man, look at this.
Yeah.
From the full blooded album.
Wow.
My God.
I still got stuff he scribbled, and he'll come in and bring me a new record. Hey man, D, check this out. You know what I'm saying? He'll start hitting it for me. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
When D got locked up, how did that affect you, Wick?
It killed us.
Oh,
it killed us because
right there.
Yeah.
you know, we right there,
Yeah.
but at the time now, D is our OG now. See, me, you know, especially me, I'm still young. Like I said, when I'm watching Call This Man Thing, I'm 15. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, D a OG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But D knew a lot of the business parts that we didn't know, that we weren't thinking about at the time. Like he said, I'm thinking about writing raps.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, goddamn, you know, my first car, fucking home, you know what I'm saying, smoking some weed. D already told me, hey man, I'm finna throw a billboard up on Kendall Road.
Oh yeah.
I ride down I-20. I ride down I-20 and see a billboard off of 20 on South DeKalb Mall.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
Like, how did you? I'm looking at this nigga like, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah, now that was big for Decatur because everybody was talking about that billboard on Cali Road.
Right.
Everybody talking about it.
Right. So of course you know how by him going down, you know how it affected me. It was like if anybody, you know, right now that I'm dealing with that on this level, if it went down, how it would affect me. You see what I'm saying? So you can imagine what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it hurt. We kept pushing. We took it as far as we could. But when you got a good team, I ain't gonna sit up here and say I can do everything by myself because I can't. You understand what I'm saying?
And I was handcuffed because I was able to still work from inside.
Right.
I was still making moves and, you know, making deals and stuff on the inside.
Right.
But it's nothing like being out.
Yeah.
I felt handcuffed doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was nothing like being out, being able to be with them and move how we were moving.
Right.
You know, we were still making it happen.
Yeah,
You know,
but it was certain records that if D hadn't been locked up, that we would have did that.
No, it would've been down
but it left me and Nino to our own vices.
They had to do it
you
on
know,
their
we had to
own.
grow up real fast,
Yeah.
and then we had to make the decisions on stuff. And we'd be like, man, fuck that record
usually I would do everything.
And D would say, nah, y'all nigga, y'all gonna come out here and do this motherfucker right here. Just do the record for me, and then the wheels, I take it from there.
I take it from there.
You see what I'm saying? So, but a lot of stuff,
there's a lot of records I wanted to do. They did not want to do it. You know, Ghetto Mafia was just this hardcore gangster street level. They don't want to do nothing about no radio.
Right.
I said, man, y'all gotta give me some radio records.
Right.
I need radio records, bro.
Yeah.
So it took a lot for me to even push him to do that. You know?
My God.
Right,
You know?
right, yeah. So I mean, then like I say, it ain't just us, man. You know the man. You know, like you say, he told you about Chris Tucker. We talking about Silk. We talking about man.
Silk.
Some of
Shout out Silk.
Yeah, some of everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? The man don't mess with. Cut close to him, man. I mean, we used to be there with with all
Everybody used to be around.
every group. So, but yeah, man. So I was definitely thankful for that. But at the time, it did hurt. It did hurt our career when you have a team, and then as loyal as our team was, Beehive, we didn't like to mess with a lot of outsiders.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? We were like, we gonna do it our way, just us.
It was like Brett Favre on the sideline.
Yeah,
right.
Like he injured. Like I was still there.
Yeah,
I'm on the phone doing what I could do, or the best I could do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like Green Bay without Brett Favre.
Yeah.
He on the sideline, but he's still there.
Yeah.
But he just can't execute the way he need to because he ain't there. You know?
My God.
And the labels didn't have our best, interests at heart. We dealing with Bob Johnson, them over there at BT, and this man a billionaire. He got so many other groups and so much other stuff going on. It takes somebody to kick the door down and say, "Nah, you're gonna concentrate on this one right here."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what D brought to the table.
Yeah.
So then I could be an artist. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to grow up and do, be an artist. I didn't want to go in there, kick nobody door down and shoot them up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to write the raps.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that, you know, and that's to anybody we out there talking to, man. It take a team to make anything successful, and I have learned that from fucking
Definitely take a
homie.
team.
Take a team.
You was taking the baby girl to school when the feds came. During that time being locked down, how did that affect y'all relationship?
My little girl?
Yeah.
My little girl was 6 years old at the time. So she really didn't know what was going on. All she knew is a bunch of white guys with guns pointed. And, so she was confused. She was confused because I remember actually when I went to court, and she went to court with me. She was sitting in there and stuff, and she was like, "Daddy, what are they?" She was asking me questions. Yeah. Because she was confused. Like, you know, what's going on? What are they trying to do to you? You didn't do what they say you did. You know, and I'm like, "Baby girl, don't worry about it. You know, Daddy, you got this under control and all that." So she basically grew up in the visiting room with me. Yeah. Because the young lady I was with at the time used to bring her to visit me every other week because I was in Talladega. I was in the first facility I went to was in Talladega, Alabama. Yeah. It's about a couple hours away from here. Yeah. Federal facility down there, and so every couple of weeks she would bring her faithfully. Yeah. So every Saturday. You know, every other Saturday she would come visit me. So she grew up in the visiting room with me for some years. So she kind of got adapted to it. You know?